Dear student in primary 4, with you Mr. Emad, an experienced teacher of science and biology. Today we'll complete lesson 4, shifting and stability, and we will complete the breaking down of rocks. The lesson erosion. Shifting and stability, concept 4, breaking down and moving rocks. We will complete the lesson for erosion, transportation of rocks. We have learned in the previous lesson that the large rocks are broken down into smaller particles during weathering process. We knew before the weathering process, it is the breaking down of rocks by water or by wind into small particles called sediments. Sediments, the small rocks. Once the rocks has been broken, it is ready for erosion. After the breaking down of rocks, the rocks move by water or by wind to another place. This process is called erosion. What is meant by erosion? Erosion, it is the process in which the small particles, sediments of sand, soil, and rocks are moved to other place by water, by wind, by gravity. Erosion again, it is the process of transportation of sediments from place to another, and this process occurs by wind or by water or by gravity. Note sediments. What is meant by sediments أو الرواسب are small solid materials such as sand, soil, and small particles of rocks. The sand we see surround us in the environment, or the mud or gravels or any rocks, are rocks producing from big rocks. Big rocks exposed to wind or to water, then change into small rocks and easy to transport or move by water or by wind. The sediments are moved by wind and water and settles on the surface of land or bottom of water bodies such as lakes or seas. After sediment move from place to another, the speed of wind or water decreases, then the rocks or the small particle settle on the land or on the lakes or sea according to the position of this small rock. We will start the action of wind erosion or the effect of wind erosion. A gentle wind or a small wind may be carry sand grains for short distance, about 1 meter, while strong wind and hurricanes carry them for large distance. If the wind is small or gentle, it carries the sand grains for a small distance. If the wind is strong, like a storm or hurricanes, carry the sand or carry the particle for large distance. Number 2, the action of water erosion. What is the effect of water on erosion? A river and floods carry sand, soil, rocks downstream. A river contains water or floods contain water, carry the sand like this picture or carry the particle in the direction of water to downstream or to down the river. Sea waves make the same effect, pull sand away from beach. If the waves touch or breaking down the rocks on the beach, it carries the small particle from the beach, then take to the sea and settle in the bottom of the sea. Rains wash water, the soil, farms that locate beside downhill. If any rains can carry the soil particle from place to another, from upper place to lower place. Number 3, the action of gravity erosion. Gravity means the pulling down of object toward the earth. What is the effect of gravity on erosion? The broken weathered rocks in the mountain can pull down at mountain by the effect of gravity. If any small particles in the top of mountain, like this picture, can pull or move down toward the earth or toward the surface of earth. This picture of sedimentary rocks and how the sedimentary rocks are formed. The sediments are mixed with mud and remains of plant and animal at the bottom of ocean, lakes, and desert, forming a layer. If any sediments are mixed with any particles like plant, like animal, it can deposit layer after layer and forming the layer of sedimentary rocks like this picture. The old layer lies in the bottom and the upper layer lies in the top. When the sedimentary rocks are formed, it can contain plant or animal, so the sedimentary rocks can form better from the previous on formation. Over long periods of time, more and more layer press down forming sedimentary rocks. When the layer deposit one after one, it can press the water or press any liquids and cohesive to each other, forming sedimentary rocks. Notes: you can see the evidence of left by erosion after hundreds, thousands or millions of years from its occurrence. Sedimentary rocks doesn't occur through week or through months, but it take many years, like hundred or thousand or millions of years to form it. The process number 3, from the shifting and stability after weathering. Second, erosion. Third, deposition. Deposition. After the erosion, the deposition process is the next stage that show where these pieces of rocks might end up. Deposition, it is the third process that occur after erosion. Firstly, the weathering must be occur, then erosion, then deposition. Deposition occurs by the same effect of erosion. Deposition occurs by water or by wind. When the wind blows, it picks up sand into the air. As the wind moves, the sand may travel with it to new place. When the wind stops blowing, the sand falls on the ground and it deposits again. Firstly, the rocks breaking down, then wind carry the small particles like sand. When the speed of wind decreases or the wind stop blowing, the sand move on the ground or deposit on the ground. What is meant by deposition? Deposition, it is the process of laying down of sediment after its erosion. Deposition means sedimentations. It is the process of laying down or steady of sediments after erosion. After transport of small rocks, the particles steady on the ground or on the sea or lakes, then layer after layer forming the sedimentary rocks. Some examples that show the deposition after the shape of land. Number 1, action of water in deposition. Running water in river play important role in deposition. Running water means moving water, maybe occur in river, maybe occur in lake, play important role in deposition. Such as a river can deposit a sandbar along its bank, like in River Nile. When the river fill with water, it can float or it can give more water in the bank of river, forming the soil of the delta or the soil of the Egypt. Number 2, when a river carries sediment meet the sea, this sediment are deposited then for forming a delta such as Nile Delta. That's mean when the river move, the river carry mud, carry sand, carry any sediments, then it meets the sea like Mediterranean Sea in Egypt. Its speed of river water decreases, then the sediment deposit on the bank or on the side of river. So the reason for forming the Nile Delta in Egypt. That is the shape of delta. The river Nile move from place to another, from Ethiopian plateau until reach to Egypt. The river Nile met the Mediterranean Sea. The speed of water decreases, then the mud deposit on the bank or on the side of the two branch of the river. What is meant by delta? It is the fan shape, triangle shape, mass of mud and other sediment that form water river enter a large body of water. but it is triangle shape. Triangle shape contains mud or sediment and forming the soil of the Egypt, and this soil contains many minerals and help the plant to grow well before building the high dam. Sea waves also move sand from one place to another new place where it deposits there. The waves of sea move from place to another. When it moves, it can carry sand from the beach to the water, and the sand deposit in the bottom of the sea. Action of wind in deposition. A weak and strong wind play an important role in deposition process, such as weak wind. They can form small sand dunes. That is the shape of sand dunes. Sand dunes can be formed on the beach or on the desert. It is a group of sand collecting as a shape by the effect of wind. Example, sand dunes on the beach that formed from wind. Strong wind, they form large sand dunes. Dunes means الكثبان الرملية. Example, sand dunes in Western Desert in Egypt. الربع الخالي in the Arabian Peninsula. This video explains the sand dunes exist in the desert. The sand dunes a group of sand take the shape of mountain or take the shape of plateau. Another picture for sand dunes. Sand dunes can move from place to another by the effect of wind. Wind can carry the sand from this place and move in another place. You can see area big in height and another area small in height. We finished from lesson 4 in concept 4. Thanks for listening and watching. Or any question, please write in your comments.